You want to hear a cool Zen cone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. It's like a question. It's a riddle. If you call this a staff, you affirm, right? You say like, yeah, it is a staff. If you say it is not a staff, you deny. So it's not a staff. Beyond affirmation and denial, what is it?
What?
Beyond saying it's a staff or not a staff, what is it?
What is it? Nothing? I don't know.
Yes! 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 You're so good. I knew. That's so funny. When I read it, I was like, oh, that's a hard one. Oh, it's probably nothing. And then you said it too. It is nothing. Well, I mean, they didn't give you the answer in the book, but that's exactly what I wrote. Because if you're not affirming it or you're not denying it, you're doing nothing to it. So that's what they're saying reality is. There's nothing in reality. So everything that you see, when like you see it, you read in the yoga books, and it says like, I'll probably keep this part in. When you see things, I can't keep this part in. I probably can't keep this part in. Maybe I can keep this part in. I don't know. Whatever. This will be our intro. Welcome to another episode of Socratic Gamers. This is episode whatever. Anyways, so yeah, that's cool, right? Because so like when they say like the universe is made up of nothing, that's what they're trying to say, because everything you see is not real.
I don't think they're trying to say that though. Are they?
The mystics, like the people that have already figured this out, because this is an old riddle, like it's from like ancient times.
Yeah.
Right. This is what the masters would go to, like not the masters, like these students would seek out these masters who would tell them like the secret of the universe. But the person is like, what they say is you can't really know what the universe is. You can only become enlightened to it, but you have to come to the conclusion yourself. That's why they give you these riddles, right? And once you could start answering the riddles, that's how you know you understand the universe, right? You understand what's really going on. So the biggest truth is that it's all in your head. So this Zen code is basically telling you that, like, what the book was started off with was, I really like this part, you're just guessing your reality. So if somebody says to you, like, what just happened, it's your best guess. You can never know, even in your own brain. If you try and recall what happened, it's your best guess. Mm-hmm. So there really is no reality. It's just you're guessing what's going on. So all of life is an unknown. So there's really nothing true about life.
Yeah.
And then they even went so far as like, okay, but you're probably going to talk about like science, right? Science is true. And then they start talking about how like at different levels science changes. So like Einstein proved that time is relative. So if you go into space, the clock will be different than the clock on Earth. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. I thought that was cool. Yeah, I was surprised. I guess I'm not surprised you get it. I thought you'd be like, yeah, I don't really care for this riddle. But then when you said, I was like, yeah, that's totally it. That's exactly what I came up with, too. It is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Music plays here. The man, the myth, the legend, the mustache, Superman, doing it up. Mm-hmm. Mission Impossible, movie review, episode 60. Special one because they use special effects in... what's that movie? I already blocked it out of my mind.
What?
What was the movie where they used special effects to affect his mustache? Get it out of there.
Oh, Justice League.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's how bad it was. I totally forgot. Equally just as bad. No, not equally. Yeah, but I really like this one. Spoiler alert.
Cool.
But you were saying that
he did his own stunts.
Yeah, he did his own stunts. Yeah, which might have actually elevated your score.
My score, yeah.
Yeah. So do you change your score now?
Yeah.
All right. To what?
It's to a 7.
To a 7 because he did his own stunts. This is a big fan of
I was wrong.
realism.
What was fake?
All right, cool. So went from a 0 to a 7. I like how you jumped so high there.
A 0? What?
0. I'm just kidding. I don't remember what your original score was, but yeah.
6.5. Anyway.
6.5, yeah.
Merchandise.
Yeah, pick up some teas on Teespring, support the podcast. Or you just like, share, subscribe, comment, video reply. That'd be kind of cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
I guess what I can say is save your money. This is a Netflix.
sure.
You think so? Netflix?
I don't know. Some of those stunts probably require like in a movie.
Okay,
would
true.
say.
Yeah, we saw an IMAX, so it was pretty cool. But listen to the rest of this to get the full breakdown.
Of course.
Yeah.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, boom, and we're back with another episode of Socratic Gamers. You're probably wondering why there was a weird, like why was the intro midway through the beginning bit? It's because we like to leave on like a minute or two of just gameplay before we. Well, if you've watched this, you'll notice like it goes black and white, then it goes into the actual podcast. But I was just like killing time by asking Vish a cone that I read in a book, and he came to the same conclusion as me. So I thought that was cool. I thought I'd keep it in there. But this is not your regularly scheduled podcast of 4 things from the week. We changed it, not 5, because the download time is too fast. Oh, we didn't put the layers on here.
Yeah.
It's gonna kill my render time. Okay, we'll do it for next week. Yeah, we had to cut it down to 4 topics instead of 5, because if it started to go over an hour, it would be like 5 hours of rendering for me. That's too much work.
Right.
Yeah, so this one shouldn't be too long, I don't believe. Mm-hmm. This is actually a movie review, because we saw... Oh, it is episode 60, and
yes.
Especially for episode 60, first of all, you got an awesome Zen cone in the beginning, and we're going to talk about Superman's... The movie that changed everything, that required heavy special effects on an upper lip. I didn't even notice it in the Batman vs Superman movie. Or no, Justice League movie.
I noticed it so bad.
Yeah,
so bad.
So this is the movie that...
I think you gotta watch it again, then you'll see.
I guess, yeah, true. But I won't watch it again because that movie was trash. Just kidding. You guys deserve all the money in the world and all the praise because you are actors. That's awesome. But yeah, we saw Mission Impossible. It's the fridge.
Damn.
Whatever. So we saw Mission Impossible.
Fallout.
Like Fallout, yeah. Like all movie reviews, we're going to score it, talk about it, score it again, see if we swayed our opinion. And we'll let you go on your merry way. So, wait, hold on. What was I going to say? Oh, I don't remember movie number 4 or 5. I was watching the recaps of them.
Yeah.
I think I kind of do, but I don't really remember it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, that was kind of... It was like a murky one. I don't really remember that one. I'd have to, like, watch that one again. But it's probably not very good. That's probably why I don't remember it.
Right.
This series is kind of becoming, like, Fast and the Furious. It's like, you're just getting more and more ridiculous. You know?
I
But hold on,
think
let's
the
score first. Oh, what were you going to say?
Yeah. Okay, no, I'll score.
Before we start ranting on it. Not ranting. What do you call it? Ripping on it. All right, so my score was 4. 4 out of 10.
Snap. I think really like 6.5.
You?
Yeah.
6.5? Oh, all right. Okay. Reference points. I understand. Okay, so you're probably saying that because when we left there, you're like, oh, remind me of everyone. But, like, I remember the glory days of Mission Impossible of, like, number 2 and 3.
I don't remember those.
Yeah, exactly. So 2 and 3 were really good because they kept it realistic. Like, it wasn't overly ridiculous. Like, everything was, like, very, like, the most
Maybe
ridiculous
they didn't
thing.
do well in general.
No, I think maybe they thought, like, we can get more of the audience if we do, like, over-the-top stuff. Like, in 2 and 3, you didn't get any, like, I'm gonna jump out of I'm gonna smash this helicopter with my helicopter. Heavy spoiler alerts coming. You know what I mean? Like, all that ridiculousness where you're like, that would never happen. They never did that in 2 and 3. 2 and 3 was, like, very realistic. I was like, oh, yeah, that's yeah, okay,
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't know if the movie did well.
No, I know, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's why they went in this direction.
Maybe
Well,
they
in the
saw
past 3 or the past 2, whatever, has been like this.
ridiculously. Remember the one where he was in Dubai and then he was, like, outside scaling the thing? I was like, okay, we're getting ridiculous, fellas.
Yeah, but that's what it's becoming.
It's becoming that, yeah, but 2 and 3 were not like that.
Like James Bond was like that, like with the crazy tech. Then
Yeah.
James Bond became more realistic and it made
yeah.
more sense for James Bond.
Yeah.
But then,
Then it's dumbing down.
but
Yeah,
then
exactly.
Mission Impossible has gone the other way.
Well, the first Mission Impossible was ridiculous. There was
Oh,
like
okay.
a train and a helicopter scene where like they were battling on a train and a helicopter. So I guess they're just reverting back to the original Mission Impossible
Well,
style. Because 2 and 3 they
can-
like went away with that and they made it realistic, and then 4
I can tell you
started
it's
to get more
working.
realistic. Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go ahead.
The
No, you. What did you like? What did you not like about it?
yeah. So what did I not like? All right.
I felt it was long and dragging.
I did feel that at bits. It was a little too long.
Yeah.
So
Is that off? Your
no, it's not off. All right.
I knew. All right, go ahead.
Damn it. This way. Okay. Well, like I felt like this is dumb, which is like
Dumb.
there's parts
Wait,
I
you
felt
gave
like
it a 6, right?
yeah.
Okay, cool. I give it a 4.
That's like a really bad score by me, but yeah. So this is not really in any order. I just what I remembered when I think it was near the end where the two helicopters were like nudged in between those rocks.
Oh my god, yeah.
I
see,
felt
like,
like
no,
this
no, no,
is-
no, 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 no. That is what it was. When I was watching, I was like, "You're hurting my intelligence now." Like it's like I'm watching
it's
this. I'm like,
supposed- okay,
oh
okay,
my
I'll-
god,
I'll-
like,
we'll get
I'm
to that at the end.
so like I'm just being like.
that was the
hurt.
first thing I remembered, and I wrote that down. This is dumb.
The running scene. I was like, "Yo, this guy's got cardio for days."
But that's again, that's
But
part of
that's
his
iconic.
contract.
Yeah, it's iconic.
Everything, every single movie that he does.
He has to
that.
do
So it's
a
kind of like
sprinting
normal.
movie.
It's more expected.
because he runs a lot of marathons and he wants to show off. Yeah, I heard he's a really nice guy though. Aside from the whole Scientology thing, like,
yeah, okay.
like I know there's like there's dualities there, but like everyone that worked with him, I think Russell Brand was saying that he expected him to be all like Scientology-ish, but like he was like the nicest guy, and Russell Brand was like, I can't believe I couldn't hate him because he remembered all the little things, like he's like, oh, how's your grandma doing, and like, oh, I just got you this little gift because I was just thinking about he's like super
He's
nice.
Probably a nice guy. Sometimes people do
Like
crazy
Allison Mack
things
was
with their
a
bullies.
nice girl.
Yeah, I saw an interview.
Yeah, I
with,
saw that too. Yeah, I saw that too.
The Lex
The-
Luthor guy.
yeah. I didn't know he's a comedian.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was weird.
I didn't really
Anyways.
listen to the whole thing. I just saw that clip.
Yeah, I saw that clip,
So the continuous chase was it in Paris from the cops, which was weird and long.
Yeah, it was kind of long.
I felt like
it was okay.
no, they just
that
kept
one I was
following
like
him. They
that
could
one I
have
was
cut
like, oh,
that.
it's a nice thriller. For me, I was like, oh,
Nah,
that's cool.
I also felt it was too long.
I was like, I should learn how to ride a motorbike. You know, I was thinking. You ever see you saw Red Sparrow, right?
No, I had to see
Oh,
that.
okay. So basically, Red Sparrow is like it's like the
I
true
haven't.
life of a spy. So like the they basically get these spies to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
So like even to the level of like because like sex is at the very nature of all human beings. So like
Mhm.
they make these red sparrows able to like do anything. And I was watching the beginning part, and I started to think of Red Sparrow. I was like, I wonder if Tom Cruise, like not Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt has had to like become like of the other. I don't know, how do you say this politically correctly? Homosexual in his.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I
Okay,
mean? Like,
okay.
because like he's like, yeah, he's like a suave ladies man, but what if he has to get like a? Remember that scene in Skyfall? I think it was, and like the main villain was gay, and then like he was like hitting on James Bond. James Bond was like, oh, look, I've never done this before. Like, but like in like real life, when they're doing the Red Sparrow movie, it's like, yeah, I could see them having to be able to go both ways,
Right.
or like do anything.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, I wonder, like I like the whole idea of being a spy because like you grow up with that ideology, but I wouldn't be able to do that stuff. Be like, this is where I draw the line.
Right. The cop scene was too long. I was like, this is ridiculous. And then I could tell that was CG. It was pretty bad.
Oh really? Oh, yeah, it's because IMAX, man. That's why we shouldn't watch things in IMAX because it's so crystal clear. You're like, I remember I watched Thor in IMAX with you, and I was like, ew, the costumes are so terrible. The lighting's so bad.
Which Thor one?
Thor?
Oh, Thor Ragnarok, you mean?
No, sorry. I saw Avengers, not Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, I liked the Avengers one.
Yeah, no, but I watched it twice. No, I liked it too. I'm talking about the
differences.
the visual.
Oh, I didn't see any of that in IMAX.
I was seeing it in IMAX. I was like, oh, it's like kind of weird. Like I can see the costumes are not really, like it didn't. It made it look like they were wearing like costumes, you know.
What they're
but then
wearing. Yeah,
I watched it in regular.
It's
second
3D
time.
too, right? Wasn't it?
It was 3D, yeah, and because the colors were darker, I couldn't even see the costume really.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I was like, I couldn't focus on the detail. Like IMAX is like hyper detailed, right? So
I
was
like the detail though.
I know you do, but
It
for
has to
me,
be filmed in IMAX,
It,
though.
that's like, and you have to be considering these things, these like pitfalls. Like, oh, they're gonna be able to see that.
That's why I try to look up if it was or not. I know most films are trying to do that now because I guess
But-
it's cheaper than it was before.
But if you, like, for me, it takes away from the movie if I start thinking like, oh, I can tell that that's not real, you know.
Most things in film are not real.
No, of course, but like that's why I
But
like
to tell it, yeah.
I like the less
Yeah, yeah,
detailed
yeah.
because if it's less detailed, I stop thinking about. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So yeah, there. Yeah.
I think it was the last fight scene was just kind of ridiculous as he's trying to grab that.
Oh my god, yeah.
the-
The fighting was pretty good though. I was like, oh, it's pretty
I
realistic.
like the. I'll tell you the ones I liked. Just the bad because that wasn't really a good fight. He was just trying to grab that controller thingy.
When he was
versus
fighting
Ethan Hunt
and Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't like that one.
I didn't like that
I meant
one.
I meant
The bathroom one
no, the bathroom one was
I
really
liked.
good. Yeah, I like that
and
one too.
the one that was in the house was really good.
Yeah, those are the two. Yeah,
Those are the two that I liked.
When I saw those two, I was like, "Oh, this is really good fighting."
So,
right now.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
very realistic. They were using some real CQC.
Yeah,
there.
it was like predictable too. The bad guy, like Superman
You-
turning.
Did you know
I
that?
calling him Superman, but I don't know his real.
Yeah, I don't know.
What was
his
his
name in the movie.
Walker?
Walker.
Was it Walker?
Texas Ranger? Yeah. What's his name? Tom Cruise has studied like Kali for this role, which is that Filipino martial art thing, the knife fighting, because in Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
So in Jack Reacher and in this one, he was using
He's
the same
using it?
fighting style, but it's meant for smaller people, and Tom Cruise is very small, and it's
Yeah,
very
he's
like
short, yeah.
straight to the point. Like, you know, when they were like stabbing him with the knife stuff, there was no like wrist lock disarms. It was like trap and then knock it out of the hand and then hit him, which is
Mm.
more realistic. Like I remember like we were studying knife fighting in the place where I practiced,
Yeah.
and they were showing me some moves, and I was like, they're like the veteran guy who's like he trains the army and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They were showing these moves, and I was like, this is not very realistic. So we tried to show, like, I was teaching it to
Yeah.
another student, and then she was kind of feeling like this is not gonna work in real life. So
Mm.
I was like, do you guys mind if I like show you a little variation that I did? Because I started doing my own version of
Yeah.
it. And then she was like, oh, this is very real. Because it's like wrist locks in a fast scenario won't work. You have to grab the full limb.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And I was watching Tom Cruise do it, and I was like, oh, totally, yeah. Because he would dodge it. He'd get like two arms on one arm and then knock it out of his hand and then start hitting him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which is what you'd really do in real life. Because like you couldn't catch the wrist at that speed if he's like he's flailing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
okay.
So I like the fighting style. Of that
Yeah,
movie.
that's
It was good.
yeah. That's
Tom
the,
Cruise's
yeah.
fighting
The
style.
last one wasn't. Yeah, that's the one I didn't like. Then like the always oh of course the bomb defusing in the last second.
Oh, so lame. I was like, yeah, well, yeah. But I like how they did that. They're like, we'll cut it on one to give us the most maximum amount of time.
Oh, the other chasing that was long was the helicopter one.
Oh yeah, God, yeah, no, that's hurting my
Uh,
intelligence too. I was like, come on, guys, and he didn't know how to fly the helicopter. Oh my God, you know how to fly the helicopter? Yeah. And then he's like,
I guess
figuring
you're
out
right,
the
like,
spot. I'm
the
like, how
weird-
smart are you,
There's
bro?
some weird comedy stuff in there. I don't know.
Yeah, there was weird comedy in it.
So the things I
Oh yeah, it pulled me out of it in the beginning when he like Benji. It was too funny, and then they're like,
he's already a funny guy. Like it's just
but they made the movie too funny, and it was like,
Right.
It's either serious or funny. It can't be both, guys. You can't have like that. That's contradicting two styles. That's why you can have like a romantic comedy because they're two different. One's a romance and one's a comedy. But you can't have a serious comedy because it's like
Right.
it's conflicting.
Okay.
So they're not spies then. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like a jokey spy.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you like about the movie? Fighting was cool. Only those two scenes.
So yeah, the bathroom fight scene and
Oh, the Asian dude was good too. Frig.
Yeah, that was a
when,
good one.
when I was watching the Asian dude like throw kicks and punches, I was like, those would work. Like, they made him a really good martial
Yeah.
artist. I was
Yeah.
surprised,
Yeah, he
like
was, yeah.
the way the Asian dude was fun. And I love how we're in North York, and then there's mad Asian people, and then when the Asian dude was whooping on Ethan Hunt and Superman, like I could feel like the pride of the Asians. because I felt it. I was like, yeah, get him, because it's like 2-on-1. But the way he was doing it, remember he kept jabbing the throat?
Yeah.
And I was like, that would work.
Yeah, that's good.
That is how you would stop one dude, and then you could fight the other dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
I remember when he even threw the kick, because I was like, oh, like, how are they going to do it? Like, they made him like a Hapkido-ish kind of guy with, like, kicks and punches. When he was holding Superman, who was on his knees, and then he punched him in the face, and then roundhouse kicked him in the chest. I was like, ooh, that is when you would use it. Not like you wouldn't throw a roundhouse kick in the middle of a fight because it could hurt. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
This is very.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Good choreography, and the only way they could kill him was getting shot. It was like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
There was a lot of blood.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
There was one effect that I did like when they went through the lightning.
Oh, that was sick. Yeah,
that was cool. That was like, oh, I've never seen this done before. Yeah. That was cool.
When I looked down too, it's funny because I was like, I was feeling that massive, like that was a great scene to film. When he looked out and he saw the storm, I was like, oh yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't go through that. I was like, I don't think anyone's
double check this. And then when he went, oh yeah, we should double check that. I was like, yep, I felt that too. The storm looked too intense.
Yeah. But that was a cool. I've never seen anyone, I think, do that kind
pull
of
off a halo jump over a storm.
Yeah, but then hear that lightning.
Yeah,
they did the
sick.
effect. I was like, oh, that's.
Yeah, I think that's something you could only pull off in IMAX though. Like if it was a smaller theater, because like the booming sound of the IMAX, you know.
Yeah. There's a short list I actually would have liked. The other thing was because I hear like people talk about Kashmir, the place that they went to.
Is that like cashmere, like the actual material?
I don't.
Is that where it's from? I
don't know. I have no idea about that, but people who have been there are saying it's like looks nice. I was like, oh shit, it did look nice.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was like. Oh, I've never seen that place. So.
But it might not even be the actual one though.
I think they use certain real things from that.
Some of
it is, yeah. But whatever they portrayed was cool.
That was kind of interesting. That one part where it's like, I'm the guardian angel, and then like the guy was like, oh, we have a guardian angel. I like how they made his wife married. That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, okay, well, that storyline's done now. We're obviously going to go in the next direction with this spy girl. And then I like how they're like, there's only two people Ethan never cared about, his wife and you know?
They had to go into that so that we knew.
Because I was like, who the hell's this girl? She came out of nowhere. What's going on?
That's it, yeah. And then that fighting in the house, that was the main thing, yeah.
The fighting in the house is good, too. I like how... it's funny how they're making smaller people use a lot of jiu-jitsu now, like especially women. Like what's her name? Black Widow used jiu-jitsu. The woman spy in this used jiu-jitsu. Like those like triangle holds, remember?
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah, because it is meant for a smaller, weaker opponent.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, I don't know. I like Ethan Hunt's fighting style better. Like, because it's like, it's more like when she's like, you use a scalpel and I use a hammer, you could see it in their fighting styles. Like Henry Cavill's freaking fighting style was like boxing. It was like crazy. Like it was just powerhouse, you know?
Yeah, that's what you should take to Superman. Bring it to Superman like that.
That's true. Those fighting styles, true. Yeah. I guess the thing that I hated was how it made me feel dumb. And the juxtaposition of the two styles. Like you can't have a serious comedy. Makes no sense.
Yeah, right. Well, I think because they know it's weird
it's a comedy.
And
so it's like all the spy stuff is like
you can't take it too seriously. That's why the comedy is in there, right?
And then
I think that was the whole point why they had the comedy, right? It's just like this is all ridiculous stuff, so we got to add some comedy.
For sure.
To you can't take this seriously.
Yeah, true. Yeah, for sure. And it's a little dragging. I didn't like the backstories.
So long,
I thought it was gonna end. I was like, oh, this would be a nice to be continued part.
Actually, the movie would have ended right in the beginning.
If they just killed his friend. Yeah, true, very true. The whole thing spun off because he made a mistake, or like because he wasn't a real spy.
Yeah.
But I remember when he was like flying away, Henry Cavill in the helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys made that like a to be continued, that would be sick. Because then Ethan Hunt would have lost.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I thought it was going to end there, but it didn't. I was like, damn.
No, I
have to sit through more of this movie. And I didn't like the backstories. Like, the characters didn't feel very fleshed out. I didn't like how you could tell he was the bad guy right away.
Characters? Which characters?
Like the girl spy.
Was she
Henry
in the other
Cavill.
movies? I don't know.
No, she wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Henry Cavill.
So just added her in.
Yeah.
I see.
And
Henry Cavill was just, yeah.
I didn't like how they made. I didn't like how they made the Syndicate seem so big and bad, but it was like, that's why you should have made a part 2 so he could fight more of the Syndicate. But it was just like, oh, it was easier than we thought. And I also didn't like how Henry Cavill gave away his position too early. Like, oh, he's a bad guy. They gave it away when he's like, this is the phone we recovered. But the phone was smashed.
Was already cracked, yeah.
Yeah, and then this was not cracked. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
he's evil.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was kind of lame.
I don't know. Maybe they just want to tell us that. So
Yeah, maybe. I guess.
up to them to figure out who did it. Like Ethan Hunt to do that trick.
I guess, but he ended up actually being the bad guy. Like, there's no twist. You gave it away. You
Yeah.
gave the answer away right away.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. I thought they were gonna like double switch on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And the only thing I really liked was the running scene. No, I'm just kidding. The fighting.
Oh,
The
and
fighting.
yeah, and then they kept that shot in where he. Well, I guess that was the only shot they did take, or I don't know. Like when
Or
he
he
jumped
broke
across and
broke his ankle, yeah.
Must have
Yeah.
kept that in.
Yeah, true. All right. So, final score?
Not gonna change. It's gonna be the same.
6.
6. I will tell you.
I'm gonna go down 3.5
Wow. All right. You want me to tell you?
because you make me think about how terrible it is. I'm like,
I had
it's way
a
worse than I
higher.
thought.
Yeah, it looked like it was more. Like more people. Like I had a list, and there was more on the bad side than the good side of it. Like, so I guess, yeah, just not working out. So you want to know the review?
The review is we're checking the IMDb score.
Well, there's different ones, so let's just see whatever Google brings up here.
Ooh, 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. People, sad life.
Let's see the
5 out of
audience.
5. Oh my god. Wow. all right.
94 from the audience.
Okay. So basically, this is perfectly summed up in that John Mayer post that I just posted, where he's like, you make a hit off of 2 chords or 4 chords. People don't want complexity.
No, they don't. They just want to have fun,
Yeah, they just want to have fun.
and I think that's probably that's why I said
just
it
wanna
works.
have fun. Yeah, that is why it's. See, you know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, that's really. Wow. Okay.
People got other
Good
shit
job.
to do.
That's true. Oh, hear that? That is the signal to the end of the podcast.
A very short
We're
one.
being beckoned. So till next time, stay simple. Actually, they were talking about this, like, that's probably why lo-fi, like
What?
beats and stuff,
Okay.
like DJ remixes and like lo-fi hit, chill step. Yeah, they say, I was watching a thing about it, and the reason why people like it is because it's so simple. It's the same melody over and over. That's why you can like study to it. So it's almost like I'm realizing that people crave simplicity versus complexity.
Yes.
They crave complexity in their technology, but they crave simplicity in
What? They crave complexity in technology?
yeah, because you want complex. No, simplicity in the execution, but you want complexity in like what it can do. You want it automated. You want it so complex in its build that it can make life simple for you.
Oh, you mean like that? But they're not thinking like that, though.
No, I know. But
Yeah.
like, think about how difficult it is to make SpaceX. It's very complex.
Oh, yeah.
But it's simple for the consumer. So
No.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying that the
Consumers-
consumer is not thinking of that.
No, they're not.
They're
because
just thinking of
looking for
simplicity.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying, yeah.
Yeah. So like we want simplicity in our products
Yeah.
and what we receive.
Yeah. So
In its
that's the whole motto of
execution.
Apple.
Yeah, but
Why
that's
do you
just
think it
like
works?
so. It's like how difficult was it to film all those scenes? Very difficult. How simple was it? Very simple to view.
It doesn't work everywhere. I was like trying to read about like why Apple doesn't sell well in India.
Okay, because they crave complexity and everything.
I think so. It's people they focus on specs and stuff.
It's like the
there
people that
versus
want
here.
it's like people that want that freaking Android.
Like the one thing that's famous, I didn't realize. Like I heard of it when Apple doesn't have it. Dual SIM.
The hell's that?
Exactly.
So you could switch SIMs?
Yes.
Oh no, that makes
In
no.
one phone, and that's one of
a
the
practical
things.
reason, because if your SIM dies,
Yeah.
so they need that kind of stuff. Makes sense, yeah. It's for like utilitarian reasons, but yeah.
But I don't think that it's like that anymore. Like, what I mean that I think they have the bandwidth and whatever. They
Mhm.
just, it's because it started. It hasn't gone away yet. Like,
Yeah.
people got used to the deal soon.
How funny is it that people want like simplicity, but we can't, like we crave complexity, but we state that we want complexity, but we crave simplicity. We want to be told what we're doing is the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like we seek out we seek out like we seek out complex things to make it seem simple,
Right.
but we don't realize our approach is very simplistic. So like good examples like spiritualism. Like we want love to be spread out through the whole world. That's the simplistic approach, right? But the complex approach is realizing that love is a construct in your own mind. So like good and bad are not real.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's too complex. The consumer wants simplistic. Okay, just spread love. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right? Because we want to feel good, just like the movies. That's why Mission Impossible got 97%. Wow. It's awesome. You know what I'm saying? Right?
But then there's like movies like we like. It's not matching at all. That like
Exactly.
Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, very
which
complex.
is a perfect movie.
Yeah, it's awesome movie.
But that's like three.
People don't like it.
Like,
Made you think too hard.
yeah.
That's why you got to keep it simple, stupid.
But that was simple too. I just don't get it. Anyways.
It's the marketing methods, yo. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid.
Stupid, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what people really want. They don't really want to know the nitty and gritty. They want to say they want to know the nitty gritty, but what it takes to get to the nitty.
I don't think everyone says
It, like,
that.
it's sort of like this, like simple is complicated, understood, but people don't want to go through the complicated to understand it simply. They just want it simple.
Yeah.
You know.
I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, so till next time,
That was funny.
keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, all right. We'll do a regular podcast next week, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
I think so.
take it easy.
Peace.
Simple.